Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And as expected, there are more and more news articles talking about a housing crash. Prices are going to fall. So I thought what we would do is we would pull up one of these articles. This one is sourced from realtor.com. Their chief economist is talking about prices falling. So what I thought we would do is we would bring up the article. We would look at their thoughts and opinions, and we would just have a conversation about the broader market. So let me just pull it up here, and we will go through it together. So in this case, this article came from Yahoo Finance or Yahoo Money. We'll just go through it together. So again, home prices are beginning to soften across the nation, and one housing expert said more pullback is coming. The median home price for active listings declined to $449,000 in July, according to data from realtor.com, down from a record high of $450,000 in June. Wow. Active listings, folks, went down $1,000. This reflects an annual growth rate of 16.6%, which is a modest slowdown from 16.9% the month earlier. So again, year on year is over 16%. It did go down month on month. Remember, folks, something that I have tried to help educate you on is housing is seasonal. There is a home buying season. It is April to July. August through March, slower season, less transactions, things of that nature. So here's the expert. Expect prices to continue to fall the rest of the year, says Daryl Fairweather, chief economist of Redfin. Again, the chief economist of Redfin is telling you prices are going to continue to fall. This should not be a surprise. It's called seasonality. Mortgage rates are so high, homebuyers simply can't afford the monthly payment. He's absolutely right. We have a housing affordability problem. And based on Friday's action from the Fed, I feel confident saying rates are going even higher. Higher. I mean, that's hard to believe, right? We did an affordability call on my channel, and Fresno was at a 31. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Mortgage payments are up 40% year on year. It's really hard to stomach. Then we get a graph of rates. And again, I think rates are going to go to 7%. Looks like as of August 25th, they're 5.5. So that's almost a 1.5 higher. That's going to be a problem. So here's the deal. This is what I keep telling you. We have buyer destruction. That's easy to see. But here's the wrinkle. Here is Fed broke housing. Seller pullback from market. Buyer hesitancy is starting to show up. Existing home sales slid for the 6th consecutive month in July, says the National Association of Realtors. The seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.81. This is down from 6.9 just last year. They were down 5.1% for the month and 20% for the year. The median existing home price was down roughly 10 grand in a month. Buyers have grown more skittish. 63,000 purchase agreements, 16% canceled. Canceled. With fewer buyers willing to pay more, the asking price for homes, some sellers, here's the deal, folks. Some sellers are pulling their listings. This is what I have been talking about is coming. People don't have to sell. If you have to sell, you have to sell. But I think we're going to see a very large number of folks who have wish pricing, who want to sell but don't need to sell, and there's a difference. Wanting to sell means you list. If you don't get your price, you stay put. It's just happening. The percentage of homeowners that say it's a good time to sell decreased to 67%. It is going to get worse. We already know that buyers are backing away, but what I keep trying to scream and educate and believe is important is we have sellers that are going to increasingly pull away. If you don't list at a price that begets a sale, it's like, does it really even happen? Sellers are sitting on record gains from the last year. Very low mortgage rates. Again, supply lock-in. The move-up market is dead. So it's not really a good reason for homeowners to sell now, especially when they see the market is soft. They can just hold and wait. People will just wait a year, 2 years. They're just going to sit there. The recent pullback in buyer demand is unlikely to cause home prices to plunge so sharply that the market will fall into a housing recession. Well, again, I think we are in a housing recession. I actually think we're in a housing depression. I think the housing depression is transactions. We are already down 30% on our way to being down 50. That is a depression. I think a housing recession is a bit hyper, whatever that word is, hyperbole, whatever. Again, I disagree. If you are a real estate agent, real estate broker, mortgage broker, it's a housing depression. 15 people get paid on a housing transaction usually altogether. 50% crash in transaction hurts. So this is going to hurt. This is a normal part of the housing cycle. We just had a really hot period, and now we're just going to go down eventually. That happens to the housing market every so often. I think what we're going to have is, let me just get out of this because this is the article is finished. Again, I think we are in a housing depression. I think given what the Fed did Friday, rates are going to go to 7. We're going to be down 50% peak to trough in transactions. We're going to see more and more sellers just take it off. They're going to go, you know what? We'll wait till next year. Housing prices are sticky. I think we're going to have 3, 4, 5 years of wage inflation. It's going to improve affordability, but slowly. I am not a housing bull. I am not a housing bear, but I'm certainly not a housing bull. I think it's going to take a lot of work. I think investors who do the work can find motivated sellers. I think learning creative financing is going to be amazing next year because when the Fed inflicts pain and unemployment goes up, you will go from wanting to sell to needing to sell. This is time to do the work. I don't see a housing price crash. Certainly nothing is going to crash in 2022. If people are still talking about a housing price crash in 2022, and again, to be clear, a crash is 20% or higher in the next 4 months, they're fools. We could talk about next year, but that's what they thought last year and the year before. So there you go. So I always want to take articles that are negative, they have a negative headline and talk about them. I think interest rates are going up. I think more sellers are not going to sell. I think transactions will crash. I think unemployment will go up. I think that might beget more sellers, but next year. I don't think anything kind of forces a crash this year. So again, this was the chief economist at Redfin with some realtor.com data. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.